pour more to my bishop in his absence, his honor prelate, Alexander Glover, to Minister Pittman, to everybody else in any other clergy in our audience, to everybody else in the audience, everybody in their respective places. I give honor to you as well. Thank you, Lord. I count it an honor and a privilege to be here on tonight. I almost thought Pastor Foreman had the wrong person when he messaged and asked me to come. But to God be the glory. Yes. Amen. All right, I'm going to start. I have 3 scriptures for you. Psalms 34:19. 2 Corinthians 4:8-9. And 16 and 18. John chapter 11, 43 and 44. And Psalms 34:19. 2 Corinthians 4:8-9. And 16 through 18. And John chapter 11, 43 through 44. Psalms 34:19 reads, "Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord delivereth him out of them all." 2 Corinthians chapter 4 reads, "We are hard pressed on every side, but not crushed, perplexed, but not in despair, persecuted, but not abandoned, struck down, but not destroyed." Verse 16 reads, "Therefore we do not lose heart, though outwardly we are wasting away, yet inwardly we are being renewed day by day. For our light and momentary troubles are achieving for us an eternal glory that far outweighs them all. So we fix our eyes not on what is seen, but on what is unseen, since what is seen is temporary, but what is unseen is eternal." John chapter 11, 43 and 44 reads, "And when he thus had spoken, he cried with a loud voice, Lazarus, come forth. And he that was dead came forth, bound hand and foot with grave clothes, and his face was bound about with a napkin. Jesus said unto them, Loose him and let him go." Dear Heavenly Father, God, we come to you as humble as we know how, God. First, God, asking your forgiveness, Lord, for any and everything, God, that I may have said or done wrong, God, that might hinder your word, God, from going forth. And God, I just give you glory, honor, and praise, God, for your grace and for your mercy, God, because I know you didn't have to do it, God, but you did it anyway, God. And I'm just so grateful on tonight. And God, I just pray, God, that you will send your anointing, God, that makes preaching easy, God. No more I, God, but you, Christ, that lives inside, God. When I open my mouth, God, I implore you, God, to speak for me. In Jesus' name, amen. Amen. So I know your theme is no more sheets on tonight, but my topic tonight is going to be come out of the broken place. Look at your neighbor and say, come out of the broken place.
Come out of the broken place.
So being a woman is hard. We are subject to so much judgment and ridicule on a day-to-day basis, and it can begin to weigh you down. Then on top of that, we try to go through life acting like we have it all together. From our relationships to our children to our jobs, when the truth is sometimes things are actually falling apart. We might have problems in our marriage, failing health issues, financial issues, struggling to stay afloat, to keep our heads above the water, but we feel like we have nowhere to go. Look at somebody and say, come out of the broken place.
Come out of the broken place.
So as I said earlier, we go through life acting as if we have it all together. Say acting.
Acting.
One definition of acting is behave so as to appear to be. So when we're acting, we're behaving in a way that we want people to believe we are. So we act like we have it all together because we want people to believe that we have it all together. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying in any way, form or fashion, that you ought to look like what you're going through. But you ought to be able to encourage somebody else's heart by telling them, yes, I'm saved and yes, I'm going through. Yes, I'm saved and yes, I'm struggling. Yes, I'm saved and my marriage is a mess. Yes, I'm saved and sometimes I don't want to do right. Yes, I'm saved and my friends have had to pull me back from the brink of doing wrong every now and again. I've gone through and I'm still going through. Why can't we just be real as Christians? When God called me into the ministry, I was like, hold on, wait a minute. What, me? And the thing about it is, even now, I'll tell you, even now, without blinking, without missing a beat, that my name is Kimberly Letitia Moore Tosin. I'm saved, sanctified, filled with the Holy Ghost, and I am a mess. The difference between me and most of y'all is that I'll admit it.
Come on now. Come on.
So look at somebody and tell them, come out the broken place.
Come out the broken place.
So I'm going to talk about Minister Pittman for a second. But in my eyes, she was the perfect Christian. My idea of perfect. In my mind, all I could picture her doing was sitting at home, in her room, reading the Bible, praying, singing hymns. And that's what was in my mind. But then God allowed me to see her struggle with some things. And this might sound crazy, but it made me feel better about myself. It helped me to see that she wasn't perfect, but God still uses her. And that was one of my struggles, that if I didn't dot every I or cross every T, God would just cast me aside and not use me. That was feelings of not being good enough, not being worthy. Come on, somebody say, but God. I now know that even though I'm really not good enough or worthy, it's the God in me that makes me good enough and that makes me worthy. Tell somebody, come out of the broken place. So we're going to deal with some of the things that have people broken or in that broken place on tonight. One of those things is unforgiveness and bitterness. It says if you're struggling with bitterness and unforgiveness, the place to begin is to get the log out of your own eye before you try to get somebody else right in their sin. Because bitter women are often very content to blame others for their own sinful responses and anger. It's like, they made me do it. She did this to me, that's why I cussed at her. She did this, that's why I slapped her. We want to blame somebody else for why we do the things that we do. And that's not right. I'm going to tell you why. It may be true that the other person can say and do hurtful things to you that make you angry, but it's always your choice in what you choose to do with those emotions. If you do not deal with them righteously, you will sin in your anger, and eventually you will become bitter. Look at somebody and say, deal with it.
Deal with it.
You see, there's only one way out of bitterness, and that's to forgive.
Yes.
I understand that you may not feel like forgiving. You may think forgiving makes you look like a fool or a doormat, but that's not so. You may also think that the person who hurt you doesn't deserve your forgiveness. And you might be right. And I'm going to just share this. A few years ago, my husband and I were separated, and we would talk on the phone, and he would say, how can you forgive me after all that I've done? And I would tell him, it's not me. It's the God in me. Because did Kim think he deserved to be forgiven? No, he did. Not at all. So I know it was God. That it was the God that was in me that was urging me to forgive him. Because Kim did not think he was deserving, still does. Even in the hardest things of life, we must always look to Christ as our example and subject our feelings to the authority of the Word of God. So what does the Bible say about forgiving those who hurt you? Whenever you stand praying, forgive. If you have anything against anyone, so that your Father who is in heaven will also forgive your transgressions. But if you do not forgive, neither will your Father who is in heaven forgive your transgressions. That's in Mark 11:25 and 26. So if you have been born again, you have been forgiven. And you know that you were so undeserving. Did anybody in here feel like you deserve to be forgiven? All right. And you were so unworthy of forgiveness or mercy. So how, after receiving those gifts, do you feel like you shouldn't give it to somebody else?
Amen. Come on.
Jesus is saying that a person who truly understands what they once were and admits their own unworthiness will not withhold forgiveness, grace, and mercy from another person. A true believer always forgives. It is the evidence of Christ in us. Forgiveness is the only way to be done with bitterness. You become bitter when you continue to hold on to the hurt and won't let it go. The person who hurt you or upset you is going on about their business, living their best life, and you still mad. Sometimes they don't even have a clue. And some of y'all still mad at people that's dead and gone, which makes absolutely no sense. What you holding on to? Look at somebody say, come out of the broken place.
Come out of the broken place.
So the very desire of your heart should become to forgive those who have hurt you. Ask the Lord to give you a hatred for the sins of anger and bitterness you are laden with, and a heart that beats to glorify God through how you live your life. And He will take it from there. But you got to ask. If you don't ask, guess what? You're going to be this bitter woman. Sitting in unforgiveness, holding on to stuff, and on your way to hell. In Ezekiel 11, 19 and 20, the Lord says, and I will give them one heart and put a new spirit within them. And I will take the heart of stone out of their flesh and give them a heart of flesh, that they may walk in my statutes and keep my ordinances and do them. Then they will be my people and I shall be their God. So if you just ask Him, God will change your heart. The first time I remember God speaking to me in an audible voice, it was concerning my heart. I was upset with my husband. Here you go again. I was upset with my husband. He had hurt me, and I was walking around the house. I don't know if I was talking to myself or if I was praying out loud, but in that conversation, I said, and I gave him my heart. And I heard God say just as plain as day, but I thought your heart belonged to me. Stopped me dead in my tracks, and I just began to cry. And it was that day that I had to repent and choose to give my whole heart completely to God. And after that, after the heart is prepared, after the forgiveness is given, after the bitterness is gone, then the work can begin. Look at somebody and say, come out of the broken place.
Come out of the broken place.
So next we're going to deal with insecurities. Anybody in here ever been insecure?
Yes.
And so being a confident, godly woman is not always easy. Life is filled with all sorts of trials and uncertainties. Not only can the general troubles of life wear us down, but there is also the insecurity with ourselves and who we are as women. Society is constantly throwing standards and expectations at us. Social media is filled to the brim with other women who seem to have the perfect body, the perfect life, the perfect relationship, the perfect career. And as a result, we can end up comparing ourselves and feeling insecure. We can feel like we aren't pretty enough, strong enough, smart enough, or just good enough in general. But what's the girl to do when it feels like every woman but her seems like they have it all together? Insecurity, lack of confidence, and negative self-esteem can plague any woman. Being a Christian doesn't automatically make us exempt from facing these problems. The best way to defeat different insecurities in life is to fill your mind with the truth, what God says. Deep in our hearts, we all yearn to be loved and cherished, to feel beautiful and secure, and to live a life with purpose. And I believe all these things is what Jesus wants to fulfill in our hearts. So no matter what kind of insecurity you may be facing, whether it is an insecurity with yourself or just life, God wants us to walk in freedom and faith. He wants us to find peace and contentment in Him. He wants us to know that He loves us. He made us beautifully. He is always with us no matter what. And He created us for a purpose that He will help us to complete. And notice I said He will help us to complete. Because what I'm seeing with some of these insecure women is they don't know who they are. So they want to be everything and everybody.
Come on.
They are seeking out positions and titles because these are the things that define them. So when somebody else gets that position or that title, it's a problem. Then the lies begin. Oh, they were considering me for that, but they wanted me to do that. But, they asked me to do that, but, but that's what happens. Because we're defined by what we do. We want to be in the limelight when we're insecure because we don't know who we are, and we want to be seen. Because when I'm being seen, then somebody else can validate me. How many know God is the ultimate validator? Amen. So somebody, could tell somebody, come out of the broken place.
Come out of the broken place.
So when we really let ourselves walk in his truth, we will find joy and peace that surpasses all understanding. God doesn't want you to feel unloved because you are loved more than you could ever possibly fathom. He doesn't want you to be afraid of what's to come because he is with you no matter what. He doesn't want you to envy other women because you are fearfully and wonderfully made. He doesn't want you to compare your life to someone else's because he has unique purpose just for you. Come on and encourage your neighbor. Look at him. Tell him he has unique purpose.
He has unique purpose
Just for you.
just for you.
So when you find yourself feeling insecure, remember these things. You are loved and cared for. Psalms 56:8 says, you keep track of all my sorrows. You have collected all my tears in your bottle. You have recorded each one in your book. I want you to stop for a moment and just really let that sink in. If you, the God and the creator of the entire universe, the one who numbers each and every hair on your head, he keeps a record of all of your sorrows. He's keeping all of your tears. Every tear you ever cried, he has it bottled up and he's keeping track